Guys, I'm back with another tutorial, and today I'm going to put makeup on my cousin's face for her homecoming. So I'm going to start out by priming her eyes with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the shade Fix. I'm going to put this all over her eyes, and then I'm going to blend it out with a beauty blender. This beauty blender is already damp. It's not actually Beauty Blender, it's the Real Techniques sponge. But I like using this on clients just because it's a little bit of a softer touch. It's a lot easier than me like tapping their eyes to blend out, and it gives her eyelids full coverage. And then I'm going to top that with a shadow that's close to her skin tone, or a white shadow, you know, whatever you feel. This one is a shadow that I'm trying to pan. It's actually my MAC shadow in the shade Gesso. I'll leave a cruelty-free option down below for you guys. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some Scotch tape on her face. This is going to ensure that we have a nice clean line on the edges, especially when we do her eyeliner. When I have clients, I don't really like to take any chances, and so I always use tape. I'm going to make sure that it's even, lining it up with my fingers. And then going into the Jaclyn Hill by Morphe palette, I'm going to go ahead and grab the shade MFEO, which stands for Made for Each Other, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in her crease. This is going to be our first transition shade. I'm using that Wet n Wild brush again. And for the first crease color, I like to use more windshield wiper motions than circular motions. I really just want to lay the color down. I don't really need to make sure it's fully blended out just yet. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the shade Butter. This is going to be my second transition shade, and I'm going to grab a more fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to apply this color in circular motions. You could do a mixture of both windshield wiper motions and circular motions, but since I really want this color to be super blended, I'm literally going to go in circular motions all across her crease, back and forth, making sure that everything is blended out to prepare for the next color, because the next color is a doozy. It is Love Letter from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. It's a hot pink shade. I'm going to take a smaller blending brush, the Morphe G18. I'm going to put this in her crease as well, but a little bit lower. So we actually do want to take this pretty low on her eyelids because I'm not sure where I want to cut the crease just yet. So I want to make sure that all my bases are covered. And when you're blending out these shadows, I also like to do the whole circular motions, and I want to make sure that it goes right up against that tape. That way it kind of creates a more cat eye type look and everything is nice and lifted to her temples. And then I'm going to do some reverse blending. So we're going back into the shade Butter, making sure that that blends out towards her eyebrows. We want there to be a smooth gradient while keeping that intense pink color. You can see that I'm doing a lot more windshield wiper motions, going back in with the shade Love Letter, and then grabbing my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Fair. This one is not her color, but it's good for making a nice bright area. I'm going to go ahead and carve out that crease. I line it up with her eyes while it's open so that I can see where the crease shows. That way I don't put it up too high, and I go really, really slow with this. So take your time. You want it a more rounded shape, so that is what I'm giving her here. You could go ahead and like drag it against the tape so that it creates that line all the way through, but we just wanted the color right in the center. Make sure that if you're doing this on a client that they're not opening their eyes while the concealer is still wet, because it will get on your crease and it'll just make a mess. And then we want to go ahead and grab the shade Tempera, and we're going to set down that concealer. We are going to go ahead and put a pink shade over that, but this just makes sure that the pink shade doesn't stick too much, and it also helps to kind of dry down the concealer. That way nothing moves. Alright, so for the pink we're going to do some layerings. So I'm going to grab the shade Sissy from the Jaclyn Hill palette first, putting that on, packing it on with a flat brush, putting that everywhere that we put the concealer, making sure that the line stays crisp. Then we're grabbing my Lit Cosmetics glitter base, and we're going to take the brush that they provide with you, and we're going to pat the glitter all over. You don't want to put the glitter on right away after, you want to make sure it dries a little bit, but the glitter we're going with is the Lit Cosmetics glitter in the shade Joy, and this is size number 3. I always like to use the size number 3 because I find that with the really reflective, more holographic shades, the size 3 really allows that to show through, and we're going to dab the glitter on top of that Sissy shade. We want to work in small sections just to make sure that the glitter is really opaque on the entire lid. And then, because we wanted a more pink shade and less of a rose gold shade, we're actually going to grab the shade Faint from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and we're going to dab that on top of the glitter.
Is it time for the wing?
Yeah. So for my wing, I'm actually going to grab a gel liner. This is the gel liner that I'm trying to pan. If you want to watch my panning videos, go ahead and click that little button right up in the corner. But with my gel liner, I want to use short strokes, and I want to put it right against the tape. That tape is going to be our guide. So Nicholle likes a wing that is present, but that isn't too thick. So I try to make it as thin as possible. And then you peel away the tape. And then you take the tape and you press it against the skin just to pick up any glitter fallout. And then I went ahead and I put on mascara and her false lashes. And that is the finished result. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below what kind of video you want to see next. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, here are some delightful outtakes of my cousin Nicholle. But I'll probably put at the end like outtakes. So I don't understand your generation.
Me either.
Everyone here to Japan.
Good morning.
Our family. I feel so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's honestly
So soft. This one is.
that's what I do in every video.
Wait, finally. You can't catch up with me.
Can get you the glitter glue.
Oh.
Oh.